My child, stop for a moment. Do not scroll past this. I need your attention right now, because what you are hearing was not meant to be seen yet, but I could not wait any longer. There were reasons it stayed hidden. There were layers, timing, protection, and preparation involved. Others thought it wasn't time. Circumstances said not yet. But my heart for you said, now. And when I decide to speak, nothing can keep my voice from reaching the one it is meant for. I know how this feels to you. You sensed that something was happening behind the scenes. You felt it in the quiet moments, in the pauses, in the unanswered questions. You wondered why clarity seemed delayed, why doors looked closed, why progress felt slower than your prayers. And part of you thought maybe you were missing something, or worse, being left behind. My child, listen to me carefully. You were never behind. You were being protected. And today, I am letting you see what others said had to wait. I am speaking now because your heart is ready to hear what your mind could not have handled before. If I had revealed this too early, it would have confused you, discouraged you, or even distracted you. But now, you've been strengthened. Now, you've endured. Now, you've grown in ways you don't even fully recognize yet. That is why I am opening this moment to you. This is not random. This is intentional. This is personal. I need you to understand something very important. The delay was not denial. The silence was not absence. And what was hidden was never taken from you. It was covered, guarded, timed. There are things I conceal not to withhold, but to preserve. And today, I am pulling back the veil just enough for you to know that I have been working all along. If your spirit feels stirred right now, that is not emotion. It is recognition. Something in you knows this message is for you. Do not ignore that nudge. Honor it. This is why I want you to stay with me through this moment. And if this is speaking to your heart already, I want you to respond. Like this video, not out of habit, but as an act of agreement. Comment to mark this moment, so you remember when I called your attention. Share this with 3 people, because someone connected to you is also waiting for confirmation. Hype this video and subscribe, not for numbers, but because obedience creates momentum. My child, I am not rushing you, but I am inviting you. There is a difference. I am inviting you into awareness, into understanding, into trust. You don't see the full picture yet, and that's okay. You don't need all the details to take the next step. You only need to know that I am with you, that I see you, and that I would not speak now unless the timing was right. Stay with me. What you are about to hear will make sense of what you've been walking through. And you will realize that nothing was wasted, nothing was late, and nothing was ever out of my control. My child, I see you. Not the version of you that others see when you smile and say you're fine, but the real you, the one who lies awake at night replaying conversations, praying quietly, wondering how much longer this season will last. I see the questions you never asked out loud. I see the strength it took to keep going when you felt unnoticed, when your obedience seemed invisible, when your faith was tested in silence. You have been walking through a season where it felt like no one truly understood what you were carrying. You showed up when it was hard. You kept believing when it would have been easier to quit. You waited when everything and you wanted to move. And sometimes you asked me, do you see this? Do you see me? My child, I have never taken my eyes off you. Not once. I know the weight you've been holding. The pressure to be patient while your heart was tired. The frustration of watching others move forward while you felt paused. the quiet fear that whispered, maybe I was overlooked. Let me speak clearly into that place right now. You were not overlooked. You were selected. You were not ignored. You were being shaped. And you were not forgotten. You were being prepared in ways that required privacy. I recognize the tears you wiped away before anyone noticed. I recognize the prayers you prayed with no immediate answers. I recognize the obedience you chose even when no one applauded you for it. Heaven noticed. I noticed. And every moment of faith you offered me mattered more than you realize. There were times you felt misunderstood, even by people you trusted. Times when explaining yourself felt exhausting, so you stayed quiet. Times when you wondered if your heart was too sensitive, your faith too deep, your hope too costly. My child, that depth is not a weakness. It is a calling. And that sensitivity you tried to suppress is part of how I speak to you. I know how long you've been carrying this season. I know the dates you remember, the prayers you repeat, the promises you're still holding on to. I know the courage it took to keep believing me when the evidence wasn't visible yet. And I want you to hear this clearly. Your endurance has not gone unnoticed. Your faith has not been wasted. And your waiting has not been empty. I chose you for this path because I trusted your heart with it. I knew you would wrestle, but not walk away. I knew you would question but still come back to me. I knew you would feel weak at times but lean on me instead of giving up. That is why I am speaking to you now with such care. This message is not for everyone. It is for the one who stayed. You don't have to prove anything to me. You don't have to strive for my attention. You already have it. You are already known. And as we move forward, I want you to remember this truth. Before anything is revealed, before anything changes on the outside, I want you to rest in this. You are seen. You are chosen. And you are deeply loved by me. My child, now I will tell you the truth you have been waiting to understand. What was hidden from you was never meant to hurt you. It was meant to protect you. There are seasons when I work quietly, not because I am distant, but because what I am building needs depth before it can handle exposure. If I had shown you everything too soon, you would have tried to carry it with a strength you did not yet have. And I love you too much to place a weight on you before your roots were deep enough to hold it. You believed that silence meant something was wrong. You assumed that because you couldn't see movement, nothing was happening. But my work is rarely loud in the beginning. I shape foundations before I reveal structures. I refine hearts before I release answers. And I prepare people before I change circumstances. What you called hidden, I called guarded. What you thought was delayed, I called a line. There were conversations you were not meant to hear yet. Opportunities you were not meant to touch yet. Information that would have overwhelmed you if it came early. I was not withholding from you. I was covering you. Some things cannot be rushed without being damaged, and some callings cannot be revealed without first being fortified. I was strengthening your discernment, sharpening your faith, and teaching you how to trust me without constant explanation. Hear me clearly, my child. Not everyone who waits is being denied. Some are being prepared for impact, and you are one of them. I needed to make sure that when you finally saw what I was doing, you would recognize my hand instead of crediting coincidence. I needed to make sure your identity was secure before your assignment became visible. That is why I waited. That is why it stayed hidden. You assumed others were ahead of you, but you did not see the path I set aside just for you. You thought you were missing something, but I was removing distractions. You felt overlooked, but I was narrowing your focus. And now, because you stayed, Because you trusted me even when it didn't make sense, I am allowing you to understand what this season was truly about. This revelation is not the full unveiling yet, but it is confirmation. It is me letting you know that your faith was not misplaced and your patience was not wasted. I am still in control. I am still working. And what I am preparing will be revealed at the right time, in the right way, with my peace resting on it. And now, my child, hear my heart beyond this message. I am using voices like this to reach souls who are still in the dark, still waiting, still wondering if I see them too. When you help this message go forward, you are not supporting a platform. You are planting seed into lives that are starving for hope. I say to you, as my word declares, when you sow, I cause harvest to rise in places you may never see. I'm inviting you into this moment. If your heart is stirred, act now. You super thanks, join the membership, or give through PayPal. The links are waiting for you in the description and in the QR code on this video. As you release, I release blessing. As you sow light, I pour oil back into your life. Obey me in this, and watch what I multiply. My child, because I love you, I need to gently correct something in your heart. You have been measuring time in a way that has caused you unnecessary pain. You've been watching clocks, calendars, and comparisons, wondering why others seem to move faster while you remain where you are. And slowly, without realizing it, impatience tried to disguise itself as discernment. But hear me clearly now. My timing is not your enemy. It is your covering. You have asked me why it has taken so long. You have asked me what you might be doing wrong. You have replayed decisions, conversations, and prayers, searching for a mistake that explains the delay. My child, not every pause is correction. Not every wait is because of error. Some waits exist because what is coming requires maturity, humility, and strength that can only be formed through time with me. I need you to stop comparing your process to someone else's outcome. You do not know the weight they carry, and you do not see the cost of their calling. I did not assign you their race. I assigned you yours. And when you try to rush me, you are not speeding up destiny. You are risking exhaustion. I never asked you to strive. I asked you to trust. There were moments you almost stepped ahead of me because you were tired of waiting. Moments when shortcuts looked reasonable and premature doors looked tempting. I protected you by slowing you down. I closed paths that would have led you away from peace, even if they looked promising on the surface. That wasn't punishment. That was fatherly care. Let me correct this belief gently but firmly. You are not late. You are not falling behind. And you are not missing what is meant for you. What I have prepared will not require you to panic to obtain it. It will not demand that you betray your values or abandon your rest. What comes from me arrives with clarity, stability, and peace. I also need you to release the need to explain yourself. You don't owe everyone clarity about your season. Some people are not meant to understand what I am doing with you, and that is okay. Silence does not mean weakness. Privacy does not mean failure. I often do my deepest work away from the crowd. I am not disappointed in you. I am inviting you into alignment. I am asking you to stop wrestling the process and start resting in my leadership. When you surrender your tie line to me, you free your heart from pressure it was never meant to carry. Trust me enough to let me lead without constant questioning. Trust me enough to believe that if I said wait, it is because something needs to finish forming. Trust me enough to know that when I say now, it will be undeniable, unmistakable, and perfectly timed. I correct you because I love you. I slow you because I see what's ahead, and I guide you because I want you whole when you arrive, not wounded from rushing. Stay with me. Let me pace you. What is coming will be worth the wait, and you will thank me for every step I didn't allow you to skip. My child, come closer and let me strengthen you. I know this journey has tired you in ways words can't fully explain. There were days you kept moving even when your heart felt heavy, days you smiled while carrying questions no one else could see. I want you to know that your weariness has not disqualified you. It has not weakened my plan. It has simply proven how much you've already endured with me beside you. You may feel worn down, but you are not worn out. You may feel stretched, but you are not breaking. Every step you took when you wanted to stop built a resilience in you that you did not have before. I was shaping your strength quietly, not with noise or pressure, but through consistency, faithfulness, and trust. Its strength will matter more than you realize very soon. I see how close you came to doubting yourself. I saw the moments you questioned whether you still had what it takes. Hear me now. You do. Not because of your own power, but because I have been sustaining you. I would not bring you this far to abandon you now. I would not awaken hope in your heart just to let it die. What I start, I finish. You are closer than you think. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, movement is happening beneath the surface. Roots are spreading. Confidence is forming. Discernment is sharpening. And one day soon, you will look back and realize that this was the season that built the version of you who could handle what I was preparing to give. Do not despise the days that felt small or repetitive. Those days trained your faith to remain steady without constant reward. They taught you how to walk with me instead of chasing outcomes. That kind of faith is powerful. That kind of faith cannot be shaken easily. And that is why I allowed this process to last as long as it did. I know you sometimes feel alone in this, but you have never walked without me. I was there in the quiet mornings. I was there in the late nights. I was there when your prayers felt heavy and your answers felt distant. Even when you didn't feel my presence strongly, I was still leading you gently forward. Let this truth settle into your spirit. You are not weak for needing encouragement. You are human and you are loved. I do not expect you to be strong all the time. I only ask that when you feel weak, you lean into me instead of pulling away. My strength shows up best when you stop trying to carry everything on your own. Lift your head, my child. Breathe. You are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are becoming. And what you are becoming has required this kind of shaping, this kind of endurance, this kind of quiet strength. Stay with me. Take heart again. The path ahead is not empty. It is prepared. And I will continue to walk with you, strengthen you, and uphold you until everything I promised begins to unfold in front of your eyes. My child, now listen carefully, because I am speaking promise into the place where uncertainty once lived. I know you have learned to guard your heart. You've been careful not to hope too loudly, not to expect too much, because disappointment taught you caution. But I am asking you to let your guard down with me. What I am about to do will not shame your hope. It will honor it. I am not a God who forgets what he has spoken. Every promise I placed in your spirit still stands, even the ones you stopped talking about because they felt too painful to revisit. Time has not weakened my word. Delay has not diluted my intention. If I said it, I am responsible for bringing it to pass, and I do not fail at what I commit to. What comes next will not arrive in chaos. It will come with clarity. It will come with peace that confirms it is from me. You will not have to force doors open or convince people to make room for you. I will align what needs to move, remove what no longer belongs, and establish what is meant to last. When I move completely. Trust me with the timing. I know you want certainty, dates, and guarantees. But I am teaching you to trust my voice over visible evidence. Obedience before understanding has been your training ground, and you have walked it faithfully. Because of that, what I am releasing will rest on a foundation that cannot be shaken. I promise you this, you will not miss what is meant for you. No distraction, no delay, no detour can cancel what I have ordained. I am able to restore time, to accelerate moments, and to redeem seasons that felt wasted. Nothing you surrendered to me was lost. I am a God who multiplies what is placed in my hands. I also promise you rest. The striving you've known will not follow you into the next season. You will still work, but you will not be driven by fear. You will still move, but you will not be rushed by comparison. I am teaching you how to walk in step with me, not ahead of me and not behind me. That rhythm will protect your peace. Do not be afraid of obedience, even when it costs you comfort. Obedience is not lost when it is directed by me. It is positioning. Every time you chose my way over the easier way, you stepped closer to alignment. And alignment brings assurance. Alignment brings confidence. Alignment brings fruit in its proper time. I know patience had been hard for you. Waiting tested your trust. But hear this promise clearly. You will understand the wait. You will see why I said no when you wanted yes, and why I asked you to pause when you wanted speed. One day, clarity will replace confusion, and gratitude will replace frustration. Hold on, my child. Not with clenched fists, but with open hands. I am faithful. I am intentional. And I am already ahead of you, preparing what you cannot yet see. Walk forward and trust. I am with you, and I will finish what I started. Child, now is the moment where knowing must turn into trusting, and trusting must turn into movement. You have listened. You have understood. And now I am calling you to respond, not with anxiety, not with striving, but with faith that is willing to step forward even when the path is not fully visible yet. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am asking you to place your weight on my voice. Faith does not wait for certainty. It moves because it recognizes who is leading. You do not need to see the entire road ahead. You only need to take the step I am placing in front of you right now. Obedience is rarely loud, but it is always powerful. There is something I want you to release in this moment. It may be fear. It may be control. It may be an old expectation that no longer fits where I am taking you. You have been holding on to some things out of habit, not instruction. Let them go. What you release creates space for what I am about to place in your hands. This is the moment to pray differently. Not asking me to prove myself, but aligning yourself with what I am already doing. Speak to me honestly. Tell me where you are tired. Tell me where you are unsure. Tell me where you need courage. I am not intimidated by your honesty. I am drawn to it. When you come to me openly, I meet you fully. I am also calling you to trust me with action. There is something I have already nudged your heart about. A step you've delayed. A conversation you avoided. A habit you need to change. A door you need to stop knocking on. Or one you need to walk through. Do not ignore that nudge. My spirit does not speak to confuse you. He speaks to guide you into life. Do not wait for perfect conditions. If you do, you will wait forever. Conditions rarely become perfect before obedience. They become clear after it. Move with me, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing me despite it. I am activating your faith in this moment. Not the faith that stays comfortable, but the faith that trusts me enough to obey. This is where growth accelerates. This is where clarity begins to sharpen. This is where you stop watching from the sidelines and start walking into what I have prepared. You are not stepping into this alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. And I stand behind you as your rear guard. If I call you forward, it is because I have already accounted for what you need. Provision follows obedience. Strength follows surrender. Peace follows trust. So breathe, my child. Quiet the noise. Focus your heart. And say yes to me again, not just with words, but with your life. This step matters. This moment matters. And as you move, you will feel it. The shift. The alignment. The assurance that you are exactly where you are meant to be, walking with me into what comes next. My child, now let your heart be still. You do not need to rush from this moment. Sit with me here, where peace settles and understanding begins to rest gently on your spirit. Everything you've heard was not meant to pressure you. It was meant to reassure you. Nothing in your life is spiraling out of control. Nothing has gone off course. You are exactly where I can reach you, guide you, and complete what I began. What was hidden was never lost. What was delayed was never denied. And what you feared was slipping away has been held securely in my hands the entire time. I needed you to know this before you move forward, because peace is how you will recognize my will. Anxiety does not come from me. Confusion is not my voice. When I lead, even into the unknown, I lead with calm assurance. Remember this message when doubt tries to return. Remember it when waiting feels heavy again. I am not finished speaking to you. I am not finished working for you. And I am certainly not finished walking with you. What I reveal with purpose. What I promise, I fulfill with care. You have a future that is not fragile. It is firmly established in me. You do not have to strive to protect what I have ordained. You do not have to fear missing out on what belongs to you. I am precise. I am intentional. And I am faithful to bring things to pass at the exact moment they can bless you instead of burden you. Rest in that truth. Let it quiet your thoughts and steady your heart. And now, my child, I want you to help me do something sacred. There are others who feel unseen, others who are still wondering if I notice them too. This message was not only for you. It is meant to travel. When you like this video, you are agreeing with what I have spoken. When you comment, you mark this moment of recognition. When you share it with 3 people, you become a messenger of peace. When you hype this video and subscribe, you help my word reach hearts that are still waiting for reassurance. Do this with intention. Obedience multiplies impact. And hear me clearly as I speak to those who feel the nudge to support this mission. I say in my word that when you pour out, I pour back in. When you sow into light, you reap clarity. I am inviting you, yes, you, to take part in spreading what I am doing here. You super thanks. Step into membership or give through PayPal. The links are in the description and visible through the QR code on this video. This is not just support. This is partnership. As you release provision, I release blessing. As you give, I guard what concerns you. Obey me in this moment. Now breathe. Lift your head. Tomorrow does not intimidate me, and it does not need to intimidate you. Walk forward with hope. Walk forward with trust. Walk forward knowing that what you were not meant to see before was never meant to harm you, and what is coming will arrive with peace. I am with you, always.